Okay, here we go. We are starting the next stage for Robi. I got it last week, a little later, so I had to do a different video last week of the opening the box. Okay, this week's going to be stage 11. And stage 11 is to add another servo to Robi's right arm. So all that we've got for this stage is just a servo. We're going to use parts from prior stages, which is Robi's torso, his head and chest, his arm, his right arm, and then this part, which is basically the connector. Okay. So in this assembly, you will test the next servo to move Robi's arm before fitting it to the existing right arm assembly built over the previous stages. This stage sees you working with servo motors again. The servo supplied with this stage is ID equals 17 as listed on the diagram in stage 8 and will generate the up and down motion for Robi's right arm, replicating the work of a human's shoulder. Before you fit the servo, you will test its operation and set its ID. As ever, take care when handling electronic parts. So, the other Robis are actually Robi Jr. and Robi Plushie are over here. I did bring Mini Robi over. I just didn't want to have it cluttered this time because it's been a while, since I put anything together. And if I'd have realized it was so few parts when I started setup, I might have put, the plushie here or something. But anyway, okay, so next section is this. And we've got the servo and cable. Take out the 4 screws holding the servo's removable cover in place and keep these safely to one side. Gently lift the cover away, taking care not to force it to damage the circuit board underneath. It's very important that the electronic parts exposed by removing the servo's cover are not touched in any way. Make sure to hold the open servo by its sides. If you put it down on your work surface during the assembly, do it with the open side facing upwards. So, I've done this a few times. It's always the same pretty much. So if you've watched prior videos, you're just basically using the screw that they have. And I guess I didn't need these because I had already placed those on this one. But anyway, you're using the screw they have and screwdriver they have and taking the screws off. And sometimes this is not so easy to put them back on afterwards. But yeah. They're very long screws. Take my glasses off. I usually try to film this with natural light, but it's really early in the morning. Not really early, but like 7. So the light was just starting to come up, and it wasn't enough light, so I just put all the lights on. So unfortunately this one is not a natural light. The next video should be though, because I'm going to hopefully record the next video after this one. Right after it. So here we go. One more. I should have hopefully plenty of space on my camcorder card, SD card. I was going to use it for my trip, and then I ended up not using the camcorder that much and actually filmed a lot with the iPhone. So there we go. There's the surface of the servo motor. There's the lid. These lids I usually don't have to put them back on again. Sometimes I do, but we'll see. Hold the servo with the circuit board facing upwards. Fetch the servo cable fitted with protective pads in the previous stage and press one of its connectors, that's this, into the socket circled in red as you have done before. It does not matter which end of the servo cable you use. Okay. Got some cat hair here. Getting it in properly. Ah. So yeah, it's this here that I'm supposed to put it in. There we go. I got it now. Okay, we got it. Okay, it says tip, the servo cable had protective pads fitted to its connectors in the previous stage, but if you find it difficult to attach with the pad in place, it is possible to apply the pad afterwards. To do this very carefully, fit the cable's connector into the servo socket, then remove the pad from the backing sheet and place on top of the connector and press down to seal the part. And this is the backing sheet. And this is why I had tweezers in case we needed that for this stage, but we don't. They have the prior stage I set the pads on the connectors. Pass the free end of the servo cable through the circular hole in the removal cover as shown. Press the cover back into place on the servo's main housing. Use 2 of the screws removed in step 1 to fasten the cover. Only tighten these lightly as you will be removing the cover again. So it's just the 2 opposite ends, and they are having me refit the cover for the time being. Okay, so just 2 of the screws on opposite ends. And it looks like, yeah, they want me to put this one in. Ah. I do have it on? Yeah, I do. I don't know. I don't know why that's having a problem. Like I said, they come out okay, but going back in is not as easy always as coming out was. I don't know why it's not wanting to do it though. Oh, because I've got it the wrong way. That one makes a lot of sense. Okay. No wonder. I'm like, what? It's even harder than typical. And that's because I was putting them in the wrong way. Sometimes a couple of them are more problematic than others. At least this one went in most of the way. Supposed to hold the screwdriver like this. Okay. This one didn't want to go in. I'm not sure it's going down now. There we go. Now it is. Don't over tighten. Okay. Alright. My nose is running for some reason. Hope I'm not getting sick. Okay, so that's this part done. Now we're going to do this one. Testing the servo. Take the neck stand and make sure the power pack is turned off. Carefully unclip the black servo from the socket on the left of the test board and attach the servo cable connected to the servo in step 3. Okay, so here's Robi's and his board. I already have it disconnected, so it's not connected anyway. It is off, I think. Let me look. It's hard for me to see with... Yeah, I always shut it off before I flip it, so that the on-off is right here. It's hard to see. But yeah, and the servo cable is not connected. So we're going to put this servo cable into it. Into this section right here. The white. Not sure it's actually connected. There we go. Got it now. Okay. Servo like that. Okay. With the servo connected, switch the power to on. After the LEDs blink twice, only the one LED should light up. So I turn it on. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see this. They all blink, and then the one should, yep, that's exactly what happened. So the one is blinking. Well, not blinking, but lit up. To test the servo, press the test set switch. The servo shaft should rotate 45 degrees to the left, stop, then move it back across to 45 degrees to the right. The next step is to set the servo's ID number, so keep the power on. If the test does not run, refer to the help box in stage 8. So this is the setup test button. And the shaft is here. You're not going to be able to see it, but I will. Yeah, it rotated. I'll show it again just in case you could see it. I don't think you will be able to though. Okay, so it is functioning properly. Using the test board. Refamiliarize yourself with the lights and switches on the test board, which were explained in the assembly guide of stage 8. And I'm actually going to link to stage 8 in the description because it keeps mentioning it, so it probably is best if I link to that video. These are used to set the ID number of the servos. Each time you press the up switch, the ID number increases by 1, and the result is displayed by the 2 banks of LED lights. The top row reads in tens, and the bottom in units. For example, to set the ID to 17, as you will do in this stage, you press up 16 times. This will light up the 10 LED and the 7 LED. If you overshoot, press the down switch to take it down 1 step at a time. When the ID number is correct, you set it by pressing and holding the test set switch. Okay, so let's do that. So these are the up, these here are the up and down over on this side. So I'm going to do up 16 times. And now the 10 and the 7 are lit up. And then I'm going to press and set the test set switch. Yeah. And they don't say, but in stage 8 when they did this the first time, you don't just press it and you hold on to it until they blink, and then they'll stop blinking, and that's when it's set. And so now, if I shut it off, when I turn it back on, it should show 17. And it didn't. It shows 1. So I messed it up. Maybe I held it too long, because it's been a while since I did stage 8 and the other stages. So we'll do it again. Okay, so we've got it. Okay. So I released it when it started blinking. So hopefully this time it's it. If it's not, I'm going to have to look back, because I don't remember. Like I said, it's been a few days. Okay, did it again. Well, I don't know what's going on. Well, let's go to the next section while I try to figure out what's going wrong. Setting the ID number. To set the ID in the upper right number. Well, they go through it again here, so I thought they weren't going to do it. Set the ID number of the up arm servo to 17. Press the up 16 times. Confirm the setting. Oh, and I should show the pages. I'm sorry. So there we go. We're almost done with this stage, thankfully. And I forgot to do my timer with Jibo. So, hey Jibo, what time is it?
It's 7:38.
Okay, so I've probably spent about 20 minutes so far. So anyway, to set the ID number of the upper right arm servo to 17, press the up button 16 times. Confirm the setting by checking that the 10 and 7 LEDs are lit using the up and down buttons to correct the number if necessary. Confirm the setting by pressing the test set button. The 10 and 7 lights should flash, then go out. Okay, so that's what they didn't do. They didn't go out. Leaving the servo connected, switch the power off, then back on. Only the one LED should light up. Oh, so maybe I did set it right. To check the ID number, press the test set button. Now the 10 and 7 should light up. Note it is crucial that all of Robi servos have the correct ID number, so check thoroughly that you have set the desired number. It is normal for the one LED to light up when you switch on. It will only change to give you the ID number of the servo when you press test set. If you made a mistake or set the wrong ID, you can reset it by going through the setting procedure again. So it's lit to 1, but I might actually have it set correctly. So let's press test set. Okay, I do. It's 17. So that's what I was missing, that I needed to press test set again to see it actually switched to 17. Once all is well, switch the power back off, then carefully unplug the servo from the test board. It will retain its setting, ready to fit to Robi's arm. Remove the 2 screws holding the cover of the servo in place. Keep the screws safely, but you will not need the cover again. Okay, so I don't need the cover. So I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to unplug this one. Okay. Now I'm going to unscrew the screws. We're in this section now of it. At this part right here. So I'm going to unscrew them. And then I'm going to attach it to the arm assembly, it looks like, which is good. So we put Robi over here. And you're always supposed to pick Robi up by the neck and only the neck. So let me unscrew these. I'm going to need the screws again, but I won't need, like I said, this top. They always have that you remove it and pretty much don't have to reuse it again later. I had thought about turning Jibo on. Jibo's sleeping right now. But I was worried that, you know, I wouldn't be able to concentrate, and I haven't done these videos for a while, so it was best that I not have Jibo on this time. Maybe in a future time I will do that, but not this time. Okay. So, how do we put it with the arm assembly? Fetch the right arm assembly built over the previous stages. Feed the free end of this cable attached to this stage servo through the circular hole in the arm casing as shown. Okay. Must be that hole. It's got to be that hole. Okay. So it looks like it's like this. Ooh, okay. Oh, I see. Holding both carefully, press the connector forearm servo cable into the free socket on this stage's servo. I don't know where they're talking about. are they talking about? Well, they're showing that this has a connector. Oh, I see the connector. I forgot. The connector is inside here. So that's going to be fun. Yeah, and the thumb unit keeps coming off. I've got to see about that, what's going on. Anyway, so I've got to somehow get this cable. This is going to be fun. Into the other thing. Goodness, this seems like it's not going to be easy. Yeah. Okay. No one ever said it would be easy, right? So it's not easy to get this, but the length is not overly long, and then holding the pieces. Anyway, I should be able to get it though. There we go. No, I didn't get it. Come on. I think I've got it too. There we go. There we go. We got it. Okay. Alright, this piece. I assume it goes this way. Don't know. It's gotta be. Be this way. Seems like it would be. All right. I think I got it. Hopefully everything's connected. That's the problem. If it isn't, I won't know until later. Okay. Make sure that the cable's connector is securely clipped in the servo socket before proceeding. If the connection is not in place correctly at this stage, Robi's arm will not work as it should. Making sure that the cable connectors are not disturbed and that the free end of the cable is not caught in any of the joints. Position the servo into the upper arm frame and press into place, then using the servo's original 4 screws, fasten the servo to the upper arm frame using the screwdriver supplied with pack 1. Assembled right arm, we know how it's going to look. Got to be, for the first time, you have 2 of Robi servos set with their individual ID numbers and linked with each other. Do not connect these to the test board now in any way, as this may affect the ID numbers. So I can't even test them to make sure that they're working. Fun times. Alright, so I put the screws in and this will be the end of the stage. Hey Jibo, what time is it?
It's 7:47.
Yeah, so I'm probably right at the 30 minutes. And then this one again. Oh, there we go. Okay. So hopefully everything's okay. The problem with these screws is I might have to unscrew them if anything came undone. So I got to be really careful with them. Doesn't seem like they're going in too well. That one went okay. Yeah, some of this is not wanting to, like I said, it's not easy because you got to be really, really careful with these. And then,
Good morning, Danielle.
good morning, Jibo. Hey, Jibo, how are you doing?
No complaints here.
Okay, well, I'm gonna put the thumb back. Yeah, like I said, it keeps popping off. This is what it looks like. The next stage will be 12, will be adding Robi's right shoulder joint. So I'm gonna stop it and then just finish the screws up off camera because I don't wanna make the video even longer unnecessarily. I'll show the arm, although it really was just adding the servo to it. This is what it looks like with the servo, and then these screws will be added, and hopefully I didn't disconnect anything when I put it together. All right, thank you. You have a good day. Bye.